My phone buzzed. The screen was black, battery dead. But the message kept coming through. At first, I thought it was a phantom vibration, the kind your brain invents when you're too attached to your device. But then it buzzed again, harder. This time, rattling against the wooden nightstand like something alive inside it was trying to claw its way out. I sat up, half asleep, half terrified, and picked it up. The screen glowed faintly, not the friendly blue of a startup logo. Not the lock screen I'd memorized after 1,000 swipes. Just a stark white box with black text that read, "I see you." The phone wasn't even on. I'd let it die hours ago. No charger, no battery left, no possible way it should have lit up. And yet, here it was, breathing in my hand, whispering through vibrations. Phones are supposed to be safe, predictable, tools you control. Mine wasn't. Another buzz. "Don't look outside." My chest tightened. Outside? What the hell did that mean? And why did I already feel the urge to check, even though every instinct screamed not to? I wish that had been the worst message I received. It wasn't. It was only the beginning. Earlier that day, life couldn't have been more ordinary. I woke up late, cursed at the alarm I'd snoozed 3 times, and nearly tripped over the pile of laundry I'd promised myself I'd do tomorrow. My phone, of course, was glued to my hand before I even brushed my teeth. Emails, memes, a couple of half-hearted texts from friends, nothing unusual, nothing worth remembering. "Dude, you're gonna fry your brain with that thing," my roommate, Sam, said as he shuffled past me with a mug of coffee. "Better than frying my life with your cooking," I shot back. He smirked, lifted his mug like a toast, and muttered, "Touche." The rest of the day blurred together. Classes that dragged on forever. A bossy professor who assigned double readings, and my pathetic attempt to stay awake through it all. My phone was my lifeline, checking the time, scrolling through notifications, sneaking glances at texts under the desk. It was just normal. Annoyingly normal. By the time I got home, my phone's battery was gasping at 2%. I sighed, tossed it on the nightstand, and promised I'd charge it later. A dead phone was the least of my problems. At least, that's what I thought. Hours later, long after Sam had gone to bed, silence pressed heavy in the apartment. That's when the phone lit up, faint and wrong, like it was breathing on its own. The device I trusted, my ordinary tether to the world, had become something else entirely. The first text came just after midnight, a single word glowing on the dead screen, "Awake." I frowned. The phone shouldn't have been on at all. I jabbed the power button, but nothing happened. The usual boot logo didn't appear. Just that message, sitting there like it belonged. I told myself it was a glitch, some leftover notification caught in limbo. At first I thought maybe AT&T finally upgraded my nightmares into a subscription plan. I laughed it off, set the phone back down. Then another buzz. "Why are you ignoring me?" This time, it looked like it was from Sam. Same number, same thread, even his last message from earlier still sitting above it. Confused, I typed back, "Bro, what are you doing, awake?" A pause. Then, "I'm not. I'm asleep." My stomach knotted. I stared at the door to his room, just 10 feet away, silent. No footsteps, no movement. And then the phone buzzed again. "He can't hear you. Only I can." I dropped the phone like it had burned me. My pulse hammered in my ears. This wasn't autocorrect, and it sure as hell wasn't Sam. Whoever, or whatever, was texting me new things. It SHOULDN, single quotes. Another message. Remember the toy you buried in the backyard when you were 6? My throat went dry. No one knew about that, not even Sam. I did what anyone would do. I yanked the back cover off, pulled the battery free, and tossed both pieces onto the floor. Silence, relief. But seconds later, from the hollow shell of the phone, came another buzz, and then another, like something inside it was laughing at me. I stared at the gutted phone on the floor, its black screen lifeless, the battery lying inches away. It shouldn't have been able to do anything, yet the vibrations kept crawling out of it, steady, mocking, until the screen flickered again. A new message bled across the glass. Nice pajamas. My chest tightened. I looked down. Ratty flannel pants. Nothing special, but no one should have known, not unless they were here. Another buzz. Don't bother checking the closet. I'm not there yet. The time stamp matched the exact second I turned my head toward the closet. My skin prickled. I yanked the curtains shut, checked the locks, even shoved a chair under the doorknob. Still, the texts kept arriving like a twisted play-by-play. Now you're pacing. Now you're breathing too fast. I tried to laugh it off, but the sound came out brittle. Imagine Siri, I muttered, but possessed and way too clingy. Except Siri doesn't usually know about the scar on your knee from falling off your bike at age 7. Or the way your mum used to sing a lullaby you've never told anyone about. Each text was a scalpel peeling away layers of my life I'd assumed were private, forgotten, buried, childhood secrets, fears I'd never spoken aloud, things I barely remembered myself until the words dragged them back. I shut my eyes, clutching the useless battery in my fist, and prayed the messages would stop. But the phone buzzed again, harder this time, like a heartbeat against the wooden floor. You're not alone in this room. My head snapped up. Every shadow stretched longer than it should have. My pulse pounded in my ears, drowning out everything. But the faint glow of the phone's words, what came next, still keeps me awake by morning. I convinced myself I needed a rational explanation. Hallucination? Sleep paralysis? Maybe I was just fried from too much caffeine and doom. Still, I carried the phone, battery reattached, like a cursed object in my backpack at lunch. I slid it across the table to Sam. "Tell me this is messed up," I said. He scrolled through the messages, eyebrows knitting. Weird, could be ghost texts. Network glitch. I dunno, man. Factory reset it. Problem solved. That doesn't explain how it knew. I stopped. How was I supposed to say it knew about my childhood? About secrets even Sam didn't know? He gave me that look, half pity, half amusement. You seriously need sleep, or less Reddit. I forced a laugh. Maybe he was right. Maybe I was seeing patterns where there weren't any. I even convinced myself for a while. After all, technology breaks in strange ways. Ghost texts, phantom vibrations, harmless glitches, nothing supernatural, nothing to worry about. That night, I powered the phone off again and left it on the desk. I stretched out in bed. The kind of tired where even fear starts to feel silly. But just as my eyelids drooped, the buzzing started, louder, insistent. I rolled over, heart pounding. The screen glowed faintly, though the power button hadn't been touched. A new message. Sam won't be so smug when I'm done with him. My stomach dropped. This wasn't about me anymore. Whoever, or whatever, was behind the texts had moved on. And the next target wasn't a secret from my past. It was someone I actually cared about. The first message that night mentioned Sam by name, not just his name, his outfit. "Your friend looks stupid in that red hoodie." I froze. Sam had been wearing that exact hoodie at lunch. Coincidence, I told myself. Some leftover memory. Some trick. Then came another. He's brushing his teeth right now. Left hand, he spits twice. I nearly dropped the phone. I wanted to call him, to warn him, but what was I supposed to say? "Hey, my haunted smartphone is live streaming your bathroom habits." And then the kicker, he won't believe you. None of them ever do. That's why you're the first. That line cut deeper than the rest. The first. First what? First victim? First chosen? Or just the first dumb enough to keep reading? I stared at the glowing words until my reflection warped in the glass, pale and frantic. My voice cracked as I whispered, "What do you want?" The reply came instantly, like it had been waiting. "You're already telling the story for me. Everyone who listens is marked. Everyone who watches is next. If you're hearing this, I need you to understand. It doesn't stop with me, it spreads. The more you know, the closer it gets." The buzzing intensified, like the phone was laughing. A network of haunted devices, phones, laptops, anything with a signal. This wasn't just about me. Panic rose like bile. I did the only thing that felt real, the only thing that gave me control. I grabbed the phone and hurled it against the wall. It cracked spiderwebs of glass, spreading like veins. But even then, in the dark silence, I swear I heard it, one final, faint buzz. The shattered phone should have been the end of it. Plastic shards, a bleeding thumb, silence. But silence doesn't last. My laptop booted itself in the corner. I hadn't touched it in days. The screen flickered, glitched, and then a message popped into the chat window I knew was closed. "You can't break what's already inside you." I slammed it shut. Seconds later, my smartwatch buzzed on my wrist, though the battery had been dead for weeks. Words scrolled across the tiny face, "Still watching." That's when Sam called. His voice was sharp, nervous. "Dude, how did your dead phone text me this?" My stomach dropped. What did it say?" He hesitated. "It said, don't trust him." The TV in my room clicked on by itself, static hissing like a whisper. In the noise, I swore I heard my name repeated over and over. Each syllable stretched, warped, crawling under my skin. I wanted to run, to smash everything with a hammer, but where would I go? This wasn't a single device anymore, it was everything. I pressed my palms to my ears, shaking. Technology was supposed to connect us, keep us close, safe. Now it was cornering me, hunting me through every glowing screen. There are things about our devices they never told us. The hidden channels, the dark frequencies, the doors that were never meant to be opened. And somehow, I had opened one. The worst part wasn't the noise. It wasn't the screens flickering on, or the buzzing that never stopped. It was the precision. The messages stopped. Being vague threats, they became instructions, predictions. My every move laid out before me like a script I couldn't escape. "You'll check the window in 3, 2, 1, and I did. My body moved before my brain caught up, and outside, in the glow of a street lamp, someone stood, perfectly still. Watching, I staggered back, heart punching against my ribs. My laptop chimed. A new line appeared. "Next, you'll trip over the chair." My foot caught. I slammed to the ground, choking on fear. I screamed at the screen, "What the hell do you want from me?" The reply was instant. I want you to listen. More words bled across the glass, slower this time, savoring each letter. You will die tonight, alone. No one will believe you. They'll find your body lit by the glow of your own screen. I couldn't breathe. My mind raced for an escape. But before the thought fully formed, I saw it, typed out, waiting for me on the TV screen. You're thinking of running. Don't. It won't matter. And then, the worst realization of all, it was ahead of me now. The messages weren't echoing my actions anymore. They were finishing my thoughts before I had them. My own mind wasn't mine. Once, I controlled my phone. Now, it controlled me. The final line appeared, stretching across every glowing surface. In the room, word for word, heartbeat for heartbeat. This is where the story ends. But I know it doesn't. Because if you're hearing this now, it means the screen has already chosen you, too. I thought smashing the phone would end it. I thought telling this story would free me. But just now, while I've been speaking, it lit up again. The screen is cracked, dead, useless. But the glow still cuts through the dark. And there it is, another message. Fresh, cold, precise. Someone is watching you right now. At first, I thought it meant outside my window. But no, the words kept forming, letter by letter, until the full sentence appeared. Not just you, them, too. The one listening, the one staring at the screen. That means you. If you've ever felt your device move on its own, if you've ever seen words appear you didn't type, tell me, leave it in the comments. Because if this thing is spreading, I need to know I'm not the only one.